NBA takeaways of the weekend. Let's start with the game yesterday. Luka Doncic returned to Dallas for the first time. I'm not gonna lie to you. That
Oh, I
tribute
should have worn
video
my
was
jersey.
sad. That tribute
I
video
should have
was
worn
a
my
little
jersey.
sad. And I think Trey Young summed it up the best on Twitter. He said, "You can see that man did not want to leave." And I believe him.
Yeah.
I think Luka was not going to leave that team. And they basically just gave up on him. And what did Luka do? Well, he gave them 45-piece burgers, man. A 45-piece chicken nugget meal. He was unstoppable. LeBron came up clutch late. AD had an okay game, but he didn't have a dominant game like probably some people thought. But the Lakers come out with the W and Luka Doncic return. What are your thoughts about that?
It was a great game. I watched the entire game. Luca had it going. He was hot that first half. 31 in the first half. That boy couldn't miss from three. I ain't gonna lie. When I had to put me in the live bet. I had to do Luca for 6 threes. I'm like, cause the way he was shooting, bro. I think he was like 5 for 7 at one point.
Think
I'm like, bro,
did
this
he hit
man can.
6 at half or was it 5?
Yeah. I think he hit six at. I think he hit 6 at half. But yeah, bro, it was like I don't know if the Mavericks was letting him do whatever he want because it kind of felt like that because there was a couple of times where he drove to the basket and was nobody there. It was like nobody was trying to block it, nobody was trying to foul him or nothing. So I don't know, but he had a great game. He had a great game.
Or maybe he's just that great and no one could stop him.
Come on now, how I feel about Luca.
No,
So
no. I'm saying because you basically just said they just let him walk to the rim, and it's like, what if
no,
he's just
I
that
don't.
great? What
Some
if he's just that
possessions it
great?
looked like that, bro. Some possessions it did look like that, bro. Because he was blowing by people. So first off, Luca is not that fast to blow past somebody. Okay, let's just be real. He was blowing past people like he was De'Aaron Fox or something, bro. Like so that's why I'm like some possessions I could see them letting him score. Not every possession though. But it was a great. He had a great game.
Luka is that guy. He is that guy, man. And I am so happy that the Lakers got this man. AD, I love you, brother, but you ain't Luka. You're not. You're just not, bro. You're just not Luka. Because AD yesterday, he was a -10. He had 13 points, 5 for 13, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Eh, it's okay. Whatever. But Luka went out there, man. He gave the fans what they wanted. The fans was cheering him, which is crazy because it's technically an away game, but a home game for him. And they was cheering him every time he scored, every time he touched the
Mm-hmm.
ball. They said fire Nico every time because they
Fire
know
Nico. They was saying that
exactly,
the entire game, bro.
bro. Because you traded away arguably a generational player. Like that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And still to this day, people are saying it could go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history. Me personally, it could go down as one of the worst trades in sports history because you don't trade a 25-year-old in his prime for basically an older guy. You just don't do that. You don't. And so far, we're 2 months in. The Lakers are winning the trade. So far, they are winning the trade because Anthony Davis has been hurt. He's played good since he's been back, but now that Kyrie's hurt, it kind of limits their time of potentially winning a championship. They only got so much time left with Kyrie and AD. They only got
Mm-hmm.
so much. You only got probably like a couple of years to win. With Luka, you got 10 plus. So far the Lakers are winning, but Luka, like you said, Luka had it going. LeBron turned it up late. I mean, I feel like this was just a Luka game, and Luka just did whatever he wanted. And I'm glad he showed out because it would have been kind of sad if he would have played trash like how Jimmy Butler did when he returned to Miami. It would have
Yeah.
been pretty sad.
I low-key wanted to see him go for 60. I'm like, you got 31 at the
I thought he was going
half.
to go
Gee,
50.
go for 60. Go for 60, bro. Go for 60.
I thought he was going to go for 50 though. I thought he was going to do that. And the Lakers they're not comfortably, but they are sitting a little pretty as the third seed in the West. And right now they will face Memphis in the first round. And I think that's what everybody wants. They want Memphis. Even though Ja Morant is playing out of his mind the last 10 games, if you notice. Ja Morant has been playing really good, even though he's
Yeah,
throwing grenades.
he throwing. I was just gonna say he throwing grenades and shit. You can't help but tell he going crazy.
Bruh, speaking of him, It's funny how last time we talked about why would you do that? Then he did it later that night with the gun thing again. What are we doing? What I just don't get
Yeah,
this. Like, what are we doing? Now we
he
throwing grenades? Now you just blowing up people at this point. What are we doing?
he walking on thin ice. He's walking on thin ice. Low key, I don't want to see Adam Silver fine him for that though. Cause it wasn't that bad, G. It wasn't that bad, but it's like you got a history, bro, and you steady poking at the league like the league won't suspend you.
But I feel like, okay, I kind of agree with you. Is it as bad as the gun thing? Kind of not, but we know what he doing. We know like what
Mm-hmm.
he doing. So the league ain't dumb. They know what this represents. A grenade. You're basically throwing a grenade when you shoot and you blowing up somebody. Like, what are we doing? Like, I just don't get him. I really don't, bro.
Hey, I seen the meme. They talking about some job when he look at his celebrations, and it was the GTA. You dig with all the weapons around it.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey, no, that's crazy. Nah, John, you gotta do better, bro. You gotta do better.
uh,
But go ahead.
I was saying takeaway. I got Well, we already talked about well, we talked about it briefly, but that Lakers and Thunder game. When the Lakers 30-piece them. Um, Luke Dorton them they were in foul trouble. Chet didn't really do anything. J Dub didn't show up. Shea had a bad game, but I like that game for the Lakers because the others showed up. Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent. That gives them confidence going into the playoffs, and that's what we need. We need Dorian Finney-Smith. We need Gabe Vincent. We need Vando. We need all of them to have confidence. So by the time playoffs start, we rolling. So that was good. It was a great win for the Lakers.
Those games, both them games, honestly, but them games didn't have no defense whatsoever. Like the
Nah,
defense was bad, and the Thunder are the number one ranked defense in the league.
which is surprising that it was such a high scoring game.
But like you said, J Dub didn't play his best. Chet didn't play his best. Was somewhat in foul trouble. Shea is the only one that do something. I think he didn't have no free throws that game either. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they say a free throw merchant. But honestly, the Lakers went to OKC and smacked them. They smacked them, gave them, and you know that was a signature win. Then obviously the next game, Luka got ejected. He shouldn't have got ejected. And it's crazy because they rescinded the tech. Y'all should have did that. Y'all shouldn't have gave him a tech. Period. My thing is with the ref, because apparently I forgot what he said, but it was the sum was of like F you, something around there.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he? I think Gil said it too. He said, "Why would I score and they say F you? Why would I do that to the ref? Like,
Yeah,
why would I do that?"
I mean, unless he thought he should have been, it should have been a foul call. So it's like I got fouled and I scored. Fuck you for not calling the foul. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can think of. Hey,
But I
but would
wouldn't even
you?
go ahead.
I seen on was it Twitter? I think I seen on Twitter they were like, should the refs be able to reinside text? Like you should be able to challenge that tech and get it reinside in the middle of the game.
Oh, rescinded. You
Yeah,
said
rescind it
rescinded.
in the middle of the game.
Well, okay. How would you know what the person said though? Like, how would you
It
know?
depends on the tech. It depends on the tech. Like with that
Well,
one,
majority of texts are usually because they said something. It's usually majority of texts are given because somebody is complaining for say a foul. That's majority. That's majority of texts. So if it's like you just said, that's a that's a effing foul. It's like, okay, you go back, you go to the monitor. It's like, is that worth rescinding? To some refs, is that worth it? And then to some, it's like, how do you know? Like the one with Luca, how can you tell what he really said? Like, I really don't know.
or who he was talking to.
Yeah, so rescinding in time, man, that's just another long process, man. And you go no, they all when they at the monitor, they always take their sweet time. That's just another long thing. I mean, that's not
Only,
bad. That'd be something they would have to discuss in meetings
only
over
thing
the
I can think
summer.
of It's like you know how they have well, I think the people in New York who watch the replays and stuff,
Yeah.
unless like they do the same thing with that and they the third party source, and if they feel like that text should be rescinded right then and there, then yeah, because they the only person that's not actually in the game, they watching it. So that's the only thing I could think of, but it may be a point where they side with the refs, so it's not really a third party.
Okay. So if a person that complains about foul calls, if they keep doing it, like say throughout the game, you give them the first tech, and then they still doing it, you give them the second tech. Would you go back and look and say, we should rescind it? Or
But
you
that's
be like, no, go
only
ahead.
if the coach challenge it. Only if the coach challenges it.
Okay, so coach challenge it. You as the ref and whoever, are y'all rescinding that tech? Mind you, he's complaining throughout the game. This is throughout the entire game about fouls.
That's why I said you gotta have like the third party, like have them look at the footage of the tech happening, and then let the refs explain their side and go from there.
But what else do we need to explain? He's basically complaining about fouls, and obviously you as the ref, you're tired of it, bro. Play the game. So speed
Because like I
up.
feel like if he tell you that's a fucking foul, you shouldn't give him a tech because of that, bro. Like unless he
But if he's
call you a B
complaining
word,
throughout the game, though, this is throughout the game.
I
You
still
gotta
wouldn't give him
think
no
about
tech
this
for that.
though. But think about
Unless
this. Think about it real quick. Think about this though. Think about it as a kid. If a kid is bothering you all day, just annoying, bothering you all day, at some point, you gonna be like, bro, chill, shut up. Like you're going to say that at some point. So that's how it is for say a ref. At some point, bro, you gotta stop talking. Like you just got to. So I'm gonna tee you up. So now you know what the T is for because you're complaining about fouls. Now let's just say he gave the T and say, let's just say the early second. You go on throughout the game. Here we are in say the third, maybe the late third quarter. He's still constantly complaining, bruh. At some point, you have to just shut up. At some point, bro, chill out. Like Luka does that all. Like Draymond, bro. Draymond should probably be ejected so many times, but they choose not to. So
see
are you
now
teeing up Draymond?
he goes overboard. He goes overboard unless you're calling me out my name or you're calling me out my name or you're saying like something that's so derogatory, then yes, I'm gonna tee you up that second time. The first time I give you the tea, like, hey, like chill. I understand you feel like you're getting fouled and you want me to call foul calls. Okay, cool, chill. But if you keep going, that's not enough to kick you out unless you just going overboard, like Draymond do sometimes. Like sometimes Draymond do deserve to get kicked out because he be going overboard, but
So
not
if the
all the
player
time.
comes up to you and say that's an effing foul, what are you looking at? That ain't worth a take. All right,
No.
all right, all right.
No.
He keep
Now
doing that every game.
if he say MFer, that's a mother the MFer, that's a MF and foul, then yeah, I'll probably tee him up. Or if
So
he
the
say you
mother is
little
the
BITCH.
okay. So adding the
Yeah.
mother to it okay, that's
Because now
crazy.
you calling me out my name. You calling me a MFer. Before
He
you're just
basically
saying
called
that's a fucking
he
foul.
he damn near doing it now. He basically saying, "What are you looking at?" He said, "That's a
Yeah,
effing
but
foul." He's basically
yeah,
calling
but
you
that's
like, "What are
not
you doing?"
calling me
He's
out my
basically
name
saying, "Do
though.
your job." That's a foul. That's a foul, bro. What are you doing? But
Yeah,
this
but
is
that's not calling me out my
constantly. But
name.
Charles, it's like you got to think about this. This is every time I go to the rack. This is every time I go to the rack, I get fouled. There's no foul. And he comes down the court every single time. There's no way you telling me you're not giving this man a tech. There's no way you're not doing that.
Bro, unless he calls me out
All
my
right.
name
All right.
or he says something that's so bad, then yes, I will give him a tech.
I
Other
gotta
than
see
that,
you be
him
a I gotta see you
complaining,
be a ref. I gotta see
other
you
than
be a
that,
ref
him
then.
complaining, other him than complaining, bro. Because bro, that you're kicking him out for no. What's the point of kicking him out because of that? Because he's complaining. He's not calling you out your name. He not in your face. Like once they get in your face and they touch you and they calling you out your name, that's too far. You cross the line.
So if he
But other
comes up
than
to
that,
you, so if he comes
no.
up to you and says that's an effing foul, like he not face to face, but like on the side, like they like this and be like, bro, that's an effing foul. Like he's basically in your face. You're not gonna tee him up.
But the way he came towards me wasn't on a hostile manner. He came over to me, put his
That's
arms
hostile.
around me. No,
No, he didn't put his
not.
not
You just said
arms
he
around
came
you.
around and put his arms around you like that's
No,
a
I
fucking
didn't mean.
foul.
Okay, I didn't mean to say put his arms around, but it's like he's up to you, not say to your face, but he's basically kind of close to be like, bro, that's a foul, bro. Do your job, bro. Like, what are you doing out there? Like, if he keeps doing this every time throughout the game, at some point you're gonna tee him up. Now, is it worth ejecting? Only if he keeps constantly doing. Like, that's it. Only if he keeps constantly doing. Like, at some point, bro, you could get tired. Like, you're gonna get tired of like him just saying it's a foul every time. Yes, and Draymond goes overboard. And Draymond should be ejected damn near probably every game. But at the same time, Draymond do it too. So would you tee up Draymond every game?
No, I went like I said, bro. If you're just complaining about fouls, that's one thing. But once you start crossing that line of calling me out my name and getting in my face and being hostile towards the ref, then that's why I would eject you. The first tech is just to tell you to chill, but I'm not gonna give you another tech and kick you out the game. Like, nah, unless you
Okay,
go
I'm not
overboard.
saying a tech. I'm not saying to eject to give him the second tech. I'm just talking about a tech, just a regular tech. You're basically saying you're just
Yeah,
not
I
giving
would
a
give
tech
him
at all.
no, I would give him a tech the first time as the warning. Like, hey, chill. I said that.
And then you'll
I
just
would
never
give
give
him
another tech ever again throughout the entire game.
unless they become hostile and they go overboard, then yes, I would give them their second tech and eject them. But
Did you see that?
if they still complaining, no, I'm not gonna
Did you see
eject them.
that video with Draymond when they played the Rockets? And I think he baited the ref and said, call a foul. I dare you to call a foul. And then he basically shoved Şengün. Would you have teed him up right there?
No. No, I wouldn't have teed him up. What did he do wrong to get a T for? What was the T for? What was the tech for?
Let me see if I can find the video.
I'm saying, but what would the tech have been for? You think he should be teed up? What would the tech have been for?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me find the video. It's probably on Twitter though. All I'm saying is at some point you're gonna have to tee the dude up. At some point, bro. You're not just gonna let Buddy just come down the court and just basically say, do your job all day. Like, you're just not doing that.
Simone said these wrestling players are all adults. Dropping the F-bomb is not worth a tech. If that's the case, why don't they give techs for the N-word or any other profane word that's on the court? I mean, yeah, I mean that's true. I agree. I mean, like I said, unless
That
you
wasn't my
cursing at me and you calling me out my name, that's the only way I'm giving you a tech and getting you out the game.
But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if he constantly just keeps doing this throughout the entire game, like this is constantly every time he goes to the rack. Like, at some point, like you're gonna have to give Buddy a foul. Let me see if I can find this video. Let's see. Nope. Okay, here it is. I got it. Let me
and we respond well.
Alfie, what impacted at the end of the first half, kind of the tussle with Draymond and him trying to fire you guys up? What impact did that have on you guys?
So you ain't teeing him up right there?
I think that was the moment we won the game.
When he elbows him?
We got
Yeah.
heat up.
No, it was a foul.
He did it intentionally, bro. What are we doing?
So it's an intentional foul. It's a foul. So I gave him a foul. That's not worth a tech.
You just play hard after that.
What part of that makes it a tech, bro?
And everybody
where's the tech?
Bro, he basically told the ref to call the foul. He's baiting the ref to call the foul. He basically just elbowed him almost up to the chin level. He damn near did that. Let me see if I can find. Let me see.
Where's the tech at though?
Oops.
Where's the tech? Where's the tech coming from? Is the tech coming from him telling you to call a foul? Is the tech coming from him
No, it's the elbow.
elbowing
It's the elbow.
Şengün?
It's the elbow.
That's
It's
a
the
regular
elbow.
foul. That's a regular foul. That's a foul. That's not worth a technical foul. That's a foul. That's a
So
regular.
is it a
That's a
flagrant?
regular
Is that a
foul.
flagrant foul?
No. It's like he pushed him. That's all he did. That's like if he was getting back down, if Şengün was backing him down and Draymond put a forearm and his pushed him in his back. It's the same thing. He just did it in his chest. It's a push. It's not a technical foul. Bro, that's not a technical foul, bro.
I gotta see you.
When you make a clip out of this, people in the comments, was that worth a technical foul or not? And for the 5 people that's in the chat, was that a technical foul? Did Draymond deserve a technical foul on it?
Okay, let's see. Actually, it's the same thing. Doesn't matter. Okay, at the end of that video, he got in the ref's face. I don't know what Draymond said at that point.
Now, once he got in my face, tech. Now that's a tech. You getting in my face now.
So you getting the tech for the face, but not the elbow.
Yes, he's getting in my face. Yes, when he pushed him with his elbow, that's a foul. Now you coming in my face, tech.
All right, that's cool with me. I just gotta see you be a ref. I gotta see it. I can't wait whenever that day comes.
Nah, you trying to give out text?
No, I just feel no, that's not the point. I'm just saying, like, you act like no one deserves a tech unless they basically call you out the name. I get that part. I'm cool with that. But I'm just saying at some point, if a guy is basically being annoying, you're gonna give them a tech, bro, because it's like, shut up, bro.
Bro,
it's a foul. I called it a foul. I called a foul. Why are you still complaining about it?
Bro, but your job is you're adding emotion into the equation now as a ref by doing that. You being sensitive because he's crying and you want him to shut up for crying. That's not your job. Your job is to just ref the game, not be emotional and getting your feelings because he crying. So now you giving them a tech. No, you shouldn't do that, bro.
Like I said, if we're going throughout the entire game and you keep doing this constantly, I'm gonna give you a tech. Like at the first couple of times, it's okay, whatever. I get it. But after a while, bro, chill out. Like, then if you keep coming back to me about it, teed up, like you're gonna get teed, bro. Because it's like, chill, bro. Chill. I called a foul. If you think it wasn't a foul, because that's how it be. You thought it was a foul. I thought it was a foul. Why are you coming up to me talking about saying this, and that? Okay, it's over with. Next play, you come back, I say I didn't call a foul. Then you keep coming to me. It's like, bro, chill out. That's all I'm saying, bro. Eventually, I'm going to give you a tech if you just keep coming up to me. Like, if you keep complaining, I'm going to eventually give up to me. Definition of a tech is a foul that doesn't involve physical contact during play. Let's go with takeaway. The Spurs beat the Warriors last night. You know, the Warriors are in playoff position. Technically, they're trying to not be in the play-in. And last night they sold against the Spurs, who are playing absolutely for nothing. No De'Aaron Fox, no Wemby. It's just Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, and just a bunch of young players. I want to ask you, was this a bad loss for the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, especially if you fighting for playoffs and you fighting for seeding. Because now you're knocked out of the 6th spot now. And if you would have won that game, you would have been 48-32. So you would have been tied with the Clippers for 5th. And you would have passed the Grizzlies up. And now you got to fight you fight even harder to get into the playoffs. You would have been not coasting, but you would have been sitting comfortable. You would have controlled your own destiny. And now it's like it's must wins. And other people control your destiny now. Because if the Grizzlies lose, then you can move up. If they win out, then you stuck at this 7th seed.
And it's a big game tonight with the Timberwolves and Grizzlies. So that's a big game. Because I think whoever wins can move up. Maybe the 6th seed, I think. Whoever wins moves up. The Warriors, they got 2 games left. They face against the Blazers tomorrow. I think we expect them to win that game because I think they're going to play their starters, the Blazers. They have a lot of injuries, but the Blazers have played hard technically. And then on Sunday, the last day of the regular season, they faced the Clippers. And I think, and that's a game on ESPN, and I think everybody's gonna play their starters because no one
Yeah,
trying
they
to get in
got
that
to.
player.
Yeah, they got to. The Nuggets got to play their starters for the rest. The Clippers, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, and the T-Wolves.
If you would have told me, I would have never thought I would see the Nuggets basically have to play their starters late in the season because I thought, they'd be sitting comfortably and they would just rest, say Jokic or whatever. They in the same position too.
I was just gonna say it's crazy because they can low key drop to the play-in, which is crazy.
Now they can, but remember they was on like a 4-game losing streak and hurt them. That hurt them, and that's why their coach got fired. We'll talk about that after this. But them losing them games kind of hurt them, and they got 2 tough games. You got the Grizzlies playing for something, so you got to play everybody. Jokic will play, and the Rockets. Honestly, the Rockets might throw that game. I think there's no point in them playing their starters.
Yeah, ain't no point in them playing.
For the Nuggets, that should be a win for them. And the Nuggets, what are they right now? The 4th seed, right? If I'm correct. Yes,
yeah,
they are
4th seed.
And they will face the Clippers in the first round. And the Clippers, they want to get, say, that home court advantage, against the Denver Nuggets. So, and honestly, you want to try to get, they could potentially get 3. Like, I don't think the Lakers going to lose 2 of their last games, but they could potentially get the 3 seed too. If they win out, say the Lakers lose out. I think the Lakers, I know they last game against the Blazers. I don't know who is the next opponent. They play the Rockets. Rockets might throw that game too. So, it just really all depends. But the Warriors, man, it's a bad loss. You're not supposed to lose to the Spurs, bro. You're not. Like, that's supposed to be a free W coupon. That's supposed to be
Wemby,
a free. No Wemby.
No Fox.
Like,
no Jeremy Shohan.
Exactly. And they threw the game away. It's a bad loss, bro. And yes, you got game, and maybe if they go in overtime, they probably win. But it doesn't matter. You got game by Harrison Barnes. You lost to Stephon Castle and Harrison Barnes and Keldon Johnson. All 3 of them dropped 20, and Steph had 30. Jimmy Butler had 28, and no one else really did anything, and you lost.
But I like that win for the Spurs though, because that's a good win going into next season. Because once they team get healthy, they got a lot of pieces over there. Even if they don't trade for like a KD or somebody else this offseason, they still gonna have a really good team next year.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But if I'm the Spurs, man, I'm trying to get the best draft pick possible. That's what I'm trying to do. That it's just a bad loss because the Warriors, they're 7, right? Yeah, they're 7. So
47-33.
Yeah, so the Timberwolves win tonight. They'll jump over them, I think, unless depending on the season record. So the West is crazy. That's all I gotta say. The West is crazy, bro. It's crazy how everybody in the West fighting, but everybody in the East just sitting pretty, chilling.
Sitting pretty.
Ain't got work. Like
besides the Bucks and the Pistons.
Yeah, besides them, but everybody just sitting pretty, man. Can we talk about the Suns, bro? Bro, they've lost 8 games. Kevin Durant, I know he hasn't been there, but gee, this was a failure, bro. Which one is worse? This team or that Brooklyn Nets team?
This team. Because at least with that Brooklyn Nets team, KD at least got them to the playoffs, even though they lost to Giannis and them boys. But KD still got them to the playoffs. And then KD team, that Brooklyn Nets team, they was hurt majority of the time. They really all couldn't stay on the court together. At least they were still winning games. These Suns, they are terrible, dog. They're terrible. They need to break this whole team up.
I was watching First Take, and Brian Windhorst said he said the only thing the Suns can do is probably trade Kevin Durant just to get flexibility. Like he said they have no flexibility. Like they can't do anything. Like really don't have I guess valuable picks. Your players is you don't want to be in the second apron. It's like the only way you could do that is trade Kevin Durant. And then I went on Fanspo last night. I was trying to trade Kevin Durant to the Nuggets. I couldn't do it. I tried every freaking possible way to trade this man. It's just no way I could trade him on there. Unless somebody can find a way. I could not trade that dude on the Nuggets to save my life, bro. Like, I couldn't do it.
Why you do
So
the
I don't know
Nuggets?
what to, because I feel like if the Nuggets get bounced in the first round or they go outside, I think there's a chance the Nuggets, if they could potentially trade for Kevin Durant, you got to throw Michael Porter Jr. in there. You got to throw some of them young players in there. And you got to throw some picks in there, bro. Like, I feel like everybody wins. You get some good players. If you're the Suns, you lower the tax, you lower your second apron. And for the Nuggets, you get a superstar player, Kevin Durant, to pair with Jokic, because right now, Jokic ain't like, he's still great, but we've been talking about it since summertime. That team ain't looking great. That team is just not. It wasn't a great roster. It wasn't. So I would like him to be on the Nuggets. That's just me though. But I really would like to see him on the Rockets. I think he would go to the Rockets if I had to bet my money right now. But I wouldn't mind the Nuggets though. I wouldn't mind it. Respect. It was great to find y'all trying to follow y'all this season, CJ and Shelly. Thank you, Theo3 and D. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, my guy.
One other takeaway, shout out to Jalen Williams, man. He had a scary fall.
Jalen Wells.
Jalen Wells. My bad. Yeah, Jalen Wells. Against that Hornets game, he took a nasty fall, broke his wrist. He probably gonna miss the entire playoffs. But
yeah, he has
hope
broken
for speedy
wrist.
recovery.
That's broken wrist. He's gone. He's out for the rest of the season, bro. He's out for the rest. That is a bad loss because he was actually contributing for that Memphis team all year.
He was big on defense. Yeah, he was real big on defense for them.
So it was a bad loss. Well, again, can we talk about Steph Curry getting locked up by Amen Thompson?
Yeah. Bro, he had 3 points.
Spoiler alert. He's on my defensive team. I'm just saying. Amen Thompson's on there.
Yeah, he gotta be.
I'm just saying. Like, a bit, bro. It was a stat, bro. Like against like star players, he's holding them to like almost like low 40% shooting. Like, Amen Thompson is he is one of the best defenders in the league. Like, he really is. And I'm glad Ime kept him in the starting lineup once Jabari came back. Like, I'm really glad he did. Like, Amen Thompson, he ain't their best. I don't think he's their best player yet on that team, but he definitely their most important. I will definitely go with that. He's definitely their most important on that Rockets team. And how far he goes is how far the Rockets
Earlier,
goes.
you saying it was Sengun.
I didn't know. I said Sengun was one of the reasons why they were good. I did say that. I said Sengun is one of the reasons. And you told me that if they had Steven Adams, they'd still be great like this. And it's like, no, they wouldn't. That's what you told me.
I think they would.
You think they would win 52 games with Steven Adams at the center full time?
Yeah. You seen what they did when they put Steven Adams out there against OKC.
Yeah, when Sengun was with him.
And Hardenstein.
When Sengun was with him, right? You talking about if Steven Adams is the full-time center like he was in OKC.
And Jabari be the 4. Jabari's been playing really well of late. So it could work.
I don't think they would have won 50 games. I think there'd still be a decent team, but not 50. Like, I'm not going that far. That's just me, though. That's just me. But yeah, Steph Curry got locked up, and it's crazy because his only shot, his only points was the half-court buzzer beater, technically, and that was to end the second half. So basically, you just got locked up the whole game, and that was honestly like a bad loss because I think a lot of people think the Warriors, because I think the Warriors kind of have the Rockets number, and you got shut down by Ben Thompson. That technically was a bad loss. It's strange how the Rockets picked Jalen Green 1, Jabari 2, but best players last 5 years are Sengun and Thompson. To some people, Jalen Green the best player.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think they're the best player on their team.
Who?
It's Sengun right now. Sengun's their best player on their team right now.
I got no problem with that. I have no problem with that.
And then I'll probably say it's Amin and then Jalen Green.
Best player or most important?
Best players. I think Amin is better than Jalen Green right now.
Okay. I ain't got no problem with that. So this is probably my last takeaway. Then I don't know if you got more. The freaking Timberwolves blow a 20-point lead against the Bucks. Now that is a bad loss. Especially like we always talk about, you trying to stay afloat in the West, and you blow that game. Like they got outscored like I want to say like 40 in the fourth quarter.
It was like 43. It was like 43, I think, to like 13 or some shit like that. It was Kevin Porter Jr., bro. Kevin Porter Jr. came alive in that fourth quarter, bro. He took over. He had like
40 to
4
13.
steals.
40 to 13 in the fourth.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, he had like 4 steals that quarter, bro. He was hooping. He was hitting big shots. He was good defensive plays. Yeah, who he dunked on? He dunked on some. I can't remember who he dunked on. He dunked on somebody. I think it was Mike Conley. He dunked on.
Yeah, Bobby Porter's came back in his return from suspension, 18 and 10 off the bench.
Yeah,
Like you said, Kevin Porter, 21, 5 assists, like 5 steals. Like you said, he had 4 steals. Well, 3 steals in like the quarter. Giannis did what he was supposed to do as usual. He had another triple-double. The other starters really didn't do anything, honestly, we're being honest. But so really that bench came alive, and the Timberwolves just they lost it. They lost the game. Yeah, like
really?
Nope, you're right.
Julius Randle had a bad game, bro. I don't know if he's scared of Giannis or what, because it was multiple times throughout the game where he had a layup and he had passed the ball. Like it was one time they closed out on him and he drove to the hole. Giannis jumped and he had a clear left-hand layup and he passed it to the corner for a turnover and they came down and scored. Like, bro, you can't do that. Having 9 points in a game like this, you can't do that, bro.
Especially with everything going on, man. It's just a bad loss, and now they have to think about that loss for a minute. But now you got to play Memphis, another team, a team that to some are playing better, and Ja has been playing amazing lately. Like Ja is averaging close to 30 points in his last 10 games. He's been on one, like he has. This is going to be a playoff type atmosphere tonight. You know, we're gonna be ready to watch it. You got any other takeaways?
No, I ain't got no more takeaways.
All right, that's it for our NBA takeaways of the week.